Welcome to Sacristo-nory. This is Elf Pets. Where the moon gently cast a bright bluish glow and the forest was wrapped in a new fallen snow, the animals gathered to see for themselves the takeoff and landing of Santa's scout elves. Each elf on the shelf in its red and white suit leapt and spun round with each trumpeter's toot. The drum beats resounded with rat-a-tat-tat, while elves in the air flew this way and that. All creatures and critters, no matter their size, marvelled at what they'd just seen with their eyes. They all seemed to know how special it is to work for Kris Kringle and hang out with the kids. The animals turned to the stable nearby. A crash could be heard and a faint little cry. Out the door they all tumbled like dice in a game. 'Twas the 990 reindeer, each known by his name. Above all their heads the sleigh flew through the air, then landed kerplunk right next to a bear. Santa turned to his side, shook his head with regret. Let's try this again, we can't give up yet. The elves stood in silence, the animals did too. The sleigh was not flying, what could they do? The reindeer tried harder, the elves' eyes grew round, but the sleigh did not budge, not an inch off the ground. Christmas spirit is needed to make the sleigh soar, Santa said with a sadness they'd not heard before. In the blink of an eye, the sleigh lifted mid-air. Someone believes Santa noted with care. It lasted a moment, then back to the ground. Thump, the sleigh hit, the elves glanced around. Santa looked to the stable, and right through the door stood thousands of reindeer pawing the floor. At once they stepped forward as if to say, Santa, choose us to help pull the sleigh. Santa chuckled and said, my friendly elf pets, this task would be big as it gets. The scout elves then shouted, don't count them out. They're tiny like us, but we have no doubt. The kids would adopt them and give them a name. They'll treat them like us, one and the same. Santa listened to stories the scout elves recounted, all the moments of faith, hope and of love they'd encountered. Whilst out on assignment, the big and the small proved the spirit of Christmas was alive after all. Perhaps with more reindeer and faith that is true, we build Christmas magic to help the sleigh through the dangers that often stand in the way of delivering presents Christmas Day. Santa turned to the reindeer and stretched out his arm. In his palm he revealed a tiny heart charm. The hope of all children who believe in their heart in the magic of Christmas will make a sleigh start. Wear this charm proudly for people to see. It should serve to remind them your mission's for me. Let them hold you and love you as much as they can. This heart holds your magic. Do you understand? You see, it's not fragile, not like an elf. Your goal's not the same, to watch from a shelf. Your job is to snuggle and nestle up tight, to store up the wonder that makes me take flight. The night before Christmas, once sleep has come, this sleigh will approach and you will become a fully grown reindeer, brilliant and grand, while magic swirls softly like wind-blown sand. You'll say your goodbyes, then you'll leap for the door. With love from your heart, you'll lift off the floor. Up, up through the air, you'll sail and you'll twirl, happy for time spent with each boy and girl. We'll meet on the roof, you'll take your place as part of the team that makes my sleigh race. Over the rooftops and high above mountains, crossing the rivers we'll dance over fountains. My sleigh will bring joy on Christmas Eve, thanks to each reindeer and kids who believe.